What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today it's time to review Chucky, the TV series, episode 3, I Like to Be Hugged. Now, if you've been enjoying these reviews, as well as the other horror franchises I'm doing, non-horror films, music, movie news, please hit that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. It helps out a ton, and I thank you for that. And let's get into Chucky, episode 3, titled I Like to Be Hugged. Now, first off, Chucky looks great. I've talked about how the look is on point in this series, which makes me wonder why they couldn't quite get it right in Curse and Cult, but oh well. But the voice of the doll, when he says, I like to be hugged or whatever, it's actually something I had to fix from Cult of Chucky because the voice was wrong. It was really annoying. It was so bad. So I fixed that. You can check out that video. But this show, it is correct, or at least much closer to the original Chucky the doll voice. And of course, you got Charles Lee Ray as Brad Dourif, or Brad Dourif as Charles Lee Ray back, and that is mandatory, so that's awesome. Of course, his actual voice has always been badass in the Don Mancini universe because we have Brad Dourif, who obviously needs to be immortal and live forever because we need him to voice Chucky, so hopefully he knows that. But also his humor, his personality, it is on point. Chucky, yes, he's a psychopathic murderer, but also hilarious, smart, witty, and he's been making me laugh out loud in this TV series, and more so in episode 3. The conversations between him and Jake, the conversations between him and the little sister. By the way, there's spoilers in these reviews. Spoiler alert! Okay, let's continue. For example, remember later on in the show, he's trying to find Lexy to kill her. He thinks she's coming around the corner, and he goes to stab her in the leg, and it's like, oops, because it was some kid. It was some other boy. So he's like, oh, my bad. You know, the way he says my bad, it's, you know, on paper, not that funny, but the delivery, the timing just made it really hilarious. He ends up killing the guy anyway. He's like, fuck it, and kills him anyway. And we'll get more into the importance of that murder. But I thought the humor and just every second Chucky is on screen is absolutely awesome. But in this episode, we continue to follow Jake Wheeler, who is getting increasingly, as we all are, furious at Lexy, who is obviously a complete sociopathical bitch. And at this point, I'm rooting for Chucky to get to her and make her his most vicious kill in the franchise. And in this episode, we get this awesome scene where her parents and Jake's guardians are sent to this kind of parent-teacher conference where they want to discuss Lexy's bullying. And Lexi's parents are in complete denial, absolute denial. They say, no, our daughter would never do that. She's the one who's getting bullied. Like, okay. And anyway, they're about to walk out when the teacher busts out her phone and is like, check this out. And it shows Lexy doing the electrocution impression of Jake's dad, who is now dead, and dressed up like Jake's dad. And everyone in the room is watching it and just completely silent, trying to process what they're looking at. Like, what in the hell is this? And you can just see that they're having the same response that we're having, trying to process what we're seeing. Like, no way. No way. And her parents had no words. Everyone is in shock at this. And it just goes to show just how badly she crossed the line. And even her boyfriend, Junior, you know, it told her the same thing. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You crossed the line. You need to apologize.
You need to apologize to Jake.
What's Jake gonna do?
I thought that you should have Chucky.
He's definitely got it coming.
And I love the way the writing in this show makes things happen in a fairly natural way, but also an awesome way. So you have Lexy's sister, who has already had conversations with Chucky. It would make sense that this little girl would be in love with, want that doll. I want that doll. And she's pissed off, and she's making a scene and making it miserable for her whole family because she wants that doll. Of course she wants the doll. It's a doll who has a personality. It's a doll who has talked to her. They both despise Lexy, and this little girl is freaking out. So it gives Lexy the idea to apologize to Jake, quote unquote apologize, you know. And besides, like I said, Junior wants her to, so she can take care of that situation, make him happy, apologize, and hopefully get the doll. So it's all a disingenuous apology, and she was being a bitch the entire time she was apologizing just to try to get the doll. And when Jake says no, then she gets pissed off and verbally abuses him some more. But the awesome part comes later when Chucky tells Jake, after a great conversation, talking about whether Jake actually has what it takes to kill. And he decides probably not. Hey, I'll do your dirty work for you, because Chucky actually enjoys it. And, he says, give me to her, give me to her. Meaning, give me to the little sister. I'll take care of it. Put me in that house. And he actually does it. He goes to Lexy's house, rings the doorbell, and offers Chucky to the little sister. I can't believe he actually did it. He must not know how bad of a kill, because he's risking everyone's life. He may kill the little girl too while he's at it. But this decision is just a big moment. You can see the emotions in Jake as he's giving the doll to the little girl, and knowing that he's there to kill Lexy. And then Lexy continues to be rude, talking about, this doesn't mean we're friends. Like, this girl is so terrible. And then later on, Jake is visiting the graves of his parents, and he hears sirens, which presumably are heading to Lexy's house because she's dead and been murdered. And he's crying, and, because he knows that it's wrong. But, it's just a really emotional scene. So I just love the way that this show is progressing, and the story and the writing. Of course, he didn't actually kill her. Like I mentioned, he actually killed some other kid who he thought was her at first, stabbed him. He's like, well, might as well finish the job. He killed him. And that's an important kill, because that kid, Lexy and him kind of had something going. I don't know if they had a relationship necessarily, but obviously he liked her a lot. And she kind of liked him. They were dancing, and you could see some jealousy with Junior. So Junior has motive to kill this kid. So now he's going to be the prime suspect. Jake wasn't even in the house. So this could lead to something interesting. Also, the fact that Lexy now knows that Chucky is alive, because at the end, Chucky attacked her. And he was trying to strangle her, and he was kicking his legs. Old school Chucky. Awesome scene. And he's laughing the whole time. And then ends up, a fire breaks out, in the struggle. And then Chucky starts laughing in front of that fire, like a maniac. It's a great moment, a great shot. I'll get into the one problem with it, but overall, awesome, badass shot, awesome scene. Also, the podcaster, Devon, interesting. Like, he had a conversation with Jake. And okay, it was, kind of interesting. But later on, we found out he actually recorded the conversation. He was like editing the conversation on his computer. Like, what's going on there? I have no clue what's going on there. It could be something sinister there. I don't know what's going on. So interesting there, storyline to follow. We'll see what happens with that storyline. So lots of little seeds are planted in this episode that make me really interested to see where it goes. Also really enjoying the flashback scenes. They could end up being a little too much with the flashbacks, but so far, it's been awesome. And this was the most that we've gotten from a young child, Charles Lee Ray. Holy shit, the dude is absolutely off his rocker. And, you can tell he loves to kill, right, for whatever reason. Does that make sense? That a kid that young would just, kill his mom when another guy's broken in and already murdered his dad? Not really, but I can suspend some disbelief. I'm going to get into some of the other things that I thought were a little unrealistic, but this particular moment in the show I enjoyed quite a bit. I was like, oh my God, this kid is just absolutely, nuts. And the way that the little conversation that the kid had with the adult actual murderer, the murderer was impressed. He was like, damn kid, and he showed him how to cover his tracks a little bit. And yeah, at least they're not trying to show Chucky as a kid who was in a tough household and that's why he's the way he is, and try to make him a sympathetic killer or something. No, he's just a killer. Always has been, always will be, and I like that. I loved this episode. This is probably my favorite episode so far because it was just badass. It was just awesome the entire time. I was just really engaged with it. I didn't find any scenes that were particularly annoying or like, oh, I didn't like that. I don't like that dialogue there. No, not too much. There were a couple of moments. One, when this fire broke out, I mentioned. The fire breaks out in Lexy's house, and they're having a silent rave, so everyone is there dancing with headphones on, which was a great idea because, Chucky was able to, kill people in cold blood in that house, and all this, going on, people getting stabbed, crying out, but nobody can hear crap because they all got headphones on and they're just dancing. But when the fire breaks out, the fire's actually in the same room as all these people dancing. It's the entire upstairs is on fire. There's flames everywhere, and everyone's just like, and I'm like, does nobody have peripheral vision or notice that the entire room is in flames and lighting up? And if not, did you not feel the heat from the flames? It just kind of got unrealistic when the flames got to a point. I'm like, okay, they're going to feel that heat. They're going to notice the place is on fire. Obviously, they eventually did, but it didn't show us as far as we know, they were just oblivious to it and just still dancing. And I was like, no way. But okay, it's a small nitpick. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. I mean, I felt fire, and when you can feel that heat, especially in that amount of fire. But that being said, it's just a small nitpick. Also, I mentioned, one little issue with the scene where Chucky was in front of the fire laughing, and it's that he has Lexy there down for the count. What is he doing? Why is he just standing there laughing? Kill that bitch. It was a cool shot, but it was for us. And it became increasingly clear it was for, at first it was like, oh, that's awesome, but he keeps laughing. Okay, get that bitch. Keeps laughing. Oh, this is just for us. It actually makes no sense. So I believe that Lexy is going to be fine, and we'll see what happens in the next episode. At least she'll be fine for now. Hopefully that Chucky eventually gets to her. And like I think I might have mentioned earlier, I hope that they do not try to make her a sympathetic character. It will never happen. I will never like her. She is absolutely terrible, a monster, a sociopath, and a evil, horrible person. I will never like her. But you like Chucky, and he's also an evil, sociopathical killer. But he's funny, and we love Chucky, so it's okay. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'm giving this episode a 9.7 out of 10. That is the highest I've given any episode so far of the 3. I really enjoyed this one. I thought this was, my personal favorite. There are reasons some people I could see it being their least favorite, but for me, this was my favorite episode. Let me know what you guys thought of Chucky episode 3. I'm so excited for the next one. This has been awesome so far. The series has been on point. I'm really glad about that. You guys know I didn't like Halloween Kills. People got pissed off over that. I'm really, really upset that I didn't like the movie. Sorry that I didn't like the movie. I mean, I don't know what to say, but it's not like it was the worst movie ever made, but I didn't enjoy it. But Chucky series, I'm really enjoying it so far, and hopefully it continues to be good. And, we'll be back next week for episode 4. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button. We'll see you next time.